Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's Sunday, the 22nd of October, 2023. Please remember, yes, I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. Couple things, couple people asked, and who knows? Yeah, I noticed my sub rate has gone down to 485, so I must be annoying quite a few people. Well, so what? It's called I'm Not Monetized. Yeah, if you want to buy me a coffee, the link's down in the box. But hey, if you don't like what I say, goodbye. You're not going to be missed. Because I know, hey, there's a lot more to life than just YouTube, and it's not going to matter to me one way or another. Another person was like, why do you have 17 in your titles, in your channel titles? Because I was born on the 17th of a certain month. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, yeah, I was born on the 17th. So that's why I tack 17 onto things. Something else that I caught the other day. I was listening to one of those nonsense people rattling on and on and on. And I kind of started connecting dots. This mindset of these woke fools that follow Klaus Q-Tip, Klaus Schwab. You look at some of the stuff that he's putting out, and it sounds a lot like what L. Ron Hubbard did. So Klaus is following the protocols and the procedures that are Scientology. If you don't belong to our little clique, we're going to do what they call free game, free reign, whatever it is. We're going to go at you with all we've got to give. So yeah, I made a connection between this woke bullpoop and Scientology. Look at the two and you're going to see so many parallels. So if anybody could do the digging, I wonder if members of that Davos crew are also kicking back money to David Miscavige. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Now, we know all over the place they're having protests. And I guess now some super big stink is happening because in the UK, in London, they've got, we call it subways here in the US, that's called the L here in Chicago. BART out west. Okay, but the underground, the tube in London, is now dealing with drivers making all sorts of making political rhetoric, making little political support speeches over the intercom system. Actually, I think that guy should be pulled off because he is technically endangering the lives of the passengers because he's more focused on his political agenda versus being a driver of the subway train, of the tube train. So anyone who uses the intercom to promote their own political ideology should be removed from their job because they're endangering innocent lives. So the UK equivalent to America's Department of Transportation, that guy needs to be terminated with no severance pay at all or exit package. Say goodbye, and he's not eligible to be rehired. Okay, now, I caught a clip. It was Representative Lance Gooden from Texas, and he admits that members of certain religious ideology organizations are crossing our southern border to just fan out across North America. This is what Barry and his puppet Jojo want to happen, because Barry follows the stupid Muslim Brotherhood, and it's not going to be surprising if within a not too far distant future, we may have open warfare on the streets of America because of different religious ideologies. And even now, the Big Red Sea is starting to panic. And they're starting to be going off the deep edge on a few things. I mean, they're really... the Big Red Sea's going off the deep end because they're in big financial trouble. Well over... They admit at least $300 billion in the red, because, you see, they started out and they put together all these property development deals. And now, due to the fact that everybody's economy has tanked, literally, it's called that Evergrande and that other property firm, they're building, the Big Red Sea is building all these monster high-rise apartment condominium buildings. Well, the cash flow is dried up because when they put out when Enza flew out the window there, it created everybody having to stay home. And if you're staying home, nobody is out really working and making any really good money. And people realize that if they don't have a nice little nest egg built up, it's not feasible for them to get a mortgage loan to buy a condominium or to relocate into a nicer accommodation. So the Big Red Sea's plot with shooing Enza out of the window has now tanked their economy, because all their bonds and whatever their monetary cash flow has just tanked. And we all know the best way to boost an economy is to start some arguments with other countries. Well, the Big Red Sea is getting really nasty because they're now claiming an extension to the South China Sea, and that the South China Sea includes the island that Manila is on. I mean, their South China Sea, we have all this water, and all the island nations within this body of water are now all our territory. Well, in the Philippines, Manila has always been a big location for the United States to have different outlets of different military organizations. Well, now the ships coming out of the Big Red Sea are interacting with ships coming out of Manila. So now we've got arguments happening in the South China Sea, the Z guy in the blue and yellow flag country, and then we've got the GAZA nonsense. So, yeah. Big Red Sea, financially tanking, so they have to cause an argument with Manila to raise money because, okay, war hawks profit. Now, we've got kind of stuff happening all over the place because we've got this nonsense that's going on by these 5 times a day Shiites. The Shiites are really causing stink because, Rishi Sunak in the UK, there's already, as of this morning, what I heard, there's at least 25 MPs that have already signed off on letters of no confidence. And should more and more members of parliament say, we don't have any confidence in wishy-washy Rishi, yeah, Charles is going to end up with a 3rd prime minister. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Maybe the new prime minister will, continue what is already happening in the UK, because the Home Office has started to take notice of all these kids going out and protesting, and these kids are anti-Semitic. Well, a lot of these people that are out there protesting, and we know that the UK has CCTV everywhere. Believe it or not, folks, since the 1950s, the UK has been a socialist country. They're using facial recognition software to name these people that are going out and supporting HAMAS. And now the Home Office is basically going to start revoking the resident and student visas of these people. So, hey, you're no longer legally allowed to stay in the UK. You got to get your butt back to your home country. So, yes, the UK is admitting that they've got bad people there, and they're looking for a way to kick them out. Okay, like I've been saying for a long, since all this stuff started, HAMS is being underwritten by the Ayatollahs that took control of Iran, that mindset back in 1979. And yeah, it's like, we know that Barry supports them, otherwise he would not have had his JoJo puppet release that $6 billion. And now Barry wants to toss over there basically another $100 billion, because Barry is using the Z guy to provide materials to the Ayatollahs. Because the Z guy doesn't like the followers of the Old Testament, wants to see them go bye-bye. He's blue and yellow flag country, and anyone who knows their history knows that the guys from the blue and yellow flag country, when they were working for Adolf, were nastier to the followers of the Old Testament than the guys born in the fatherland. Do your homework. That's why it's like just no brain Trudeau basically made a big boo-boo. And people are now on his case to say bye-bye. But yes, it is a fact that those people, that group of extreme 5-time-a-dayers, they want world domination. They want to destroy every house of worship across the world. They want every woman to be stuck in a burqa. And people are saying, oh, but all these innocent people in South Gaza are being, well, you know what? It's the extremists they use people as human Kevlar. They don't care. They say, oh, it was an accident that drone hit the hospital. But you know what? I keep getting the feeling that was done on purpose to make the good guys look bad. And please remember, it's like if you're out in public and you see somebody, not all 5-time-a-dayers are bad. You see the people from Jordan and Egypt and Saudi, they're the Sunni side of 5 times a day. And the Sunni side are the good guys. Sun, light, good. But the Shiite, remove a letter and you've got another word for poo-poo. So if they're Shiite, they're poo-poo. If they're Sunni, they're sun, good, light. That's a good way to remember this. And right now there's big meetings happening in Cairo, in Egypt. And they are getting ready. They want to eliminate, are working with the right people to eliminate the guys that want to have world domination. And they are calling out the nasty propaganda. And they're letting people know who's behind the nasty propaganda and who's actually supporting it and paying for it. And they are calling out Barry and his puppet Jojo. I mean, anybody who listens to that stupid Corrine, whatever her name is, I mean, she doesn't even know what team she bats for. I mean, she admits that she doesn't even talk to Jojo. She's handed a sheet of paper and she just regurgitates the propaganda that she's told to say. She's a dingbat. So we've got to keep our eyes out. I mean, especially now, wherever you live, if you see a woman who's dressed in the abaya style, it's a good guess to assume that she is attached to a Shiite family, and you need to give her a wide berth unless you offer her an escape route with her children from her misogynistic household. But those women are also drained. It's pounded into their brains that they are to follow what the misogynist tells them. That is why here, France has already banned it. It's illegal to be in the abaya style of dress in any learning institution. We need to have that protocol throughout North America and the UK. If these women want to attend and further their education, they must be from head to toe in Western style of dress. No scarves. hiding their hair. Because they're, I mean, even in the country that's pulling all the strings, that went extreme in 79 with the Ayatollah Khomeini. The two female journalists that questioned and broke this story about Mahsa Amini. I mean, that's the woman who crossed the Rainbow Bridge because she didn't have her hair covered. Those two women have now been sentenced to over 7 years in the Gray Bar Hotel. And women who end up entering Gray Bar hotels in that country, basically within a short time, they are going to cross the Rainbow Bridge also. So I'm like, it's getting crazy. I mean, even in Australia, one of their political parties is openly supporting HAMS. We know that the Big Red Sea wants control of Australia. Well, now this certain political party, that's the color of my R back here, wants to basically subjugate every female in Australia to be in the forced abaya style of dress. It's getting rough out there, and we have to maintain our composure because they are going to try every which way. I mean, even Slovenia, at their border crossings coming in from Hungary and Croatia, every single vehicle and person is now getting stopped at the border. And they've got the sniffer dogs out. And they're not looking for an injectable into your arm. They're looking for something that, they're looking for stuff that can go boom. Okay? But it's time. I don't like saying this, but when I was putting myself together so I look like a human being for this video, I kept getting the images of the pictures of Dresden. What happened to Dresden? You know, the carpet boom, 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 boom that happened there. Maybe it's time to turn back the clock a little bit and rename the country that Tehran is located in. Rename Tehran Dresden. And rename GAZA Dresden, and reenact that flight operation all over again. Just carpet it. Lay down new carpet. My gut feeling, what I keep getting, that's the only way for this to stop. And we need to 25 the entire Berry administration here in the United States. We need to get them out. We need to get rid of just no brain Trudeau and Rishi Sunak. And tell those people that run the EU, that van der Leyen woman, the guys in the white coats need to take her off and take her to an equivalent place like a Bellevue. Because those people are nuts. And, well, just think. Go watch some of Leah Remini's videos on how Scientology controls people. Or there's another channel called Cults to Consciousness. The guys these people that idolize Klaus Schwab and all his nonsense, and that are still getting the whatchamacallit. Yeah, they're a cult. And it's time for everybody to reach out and start the deprogramming. Yeah. And especially you've got to reach out. I mean, there was a blurb about this willfully ignorant woke rabbi because of her extreme liberal pro-donkey beliefs. Somebody helped her across the Rainbow Bridge. And that she is, I don't like saying this, but this is what's just coming into me. She's the first of many that will happen to. All of these people that were good little yeshiva students that don't wake up and see that we're dealing with a repetition of what happened 90 years ago. It's repeating itself. Yeah. Go back 100 years. That's when Adolf wrote his book. And the beer hall pooched. Okay? History is repeating itself. And those of us who are awake and aware, we've got to keep making the noise and calling out the idiots and trying to shake them awake. We have to show them that what they're doing is they're allowing, by being complacent, instead of boxcars, they're using buses. Okay, folks. It's Sunday evening, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. I'll be talking with you on Tuesday. I hope I didn't upset too many people. And let's see how far my numbers drop by Tuesday. I'm like, what am I at right now? 482. Yeah, 482, 485. Let's see how far people run away from me. How many more run away? So yeah, please, if you haven't and you like my commentary, my psychic analysis of the news, of world events, please click the subscribe. Do the thumbs up. If you like what I'm saying, yeah, you can get me a coffee or a cream soda. So everybody, yeah, be adults. Let's make sure that, well, you know the routine. So everybody have a nice evening. Have a good Monday, start of the week tomorrow. And I'll have a video up for you on Tuesday, the 24th. Bye-bye.